Well, well, well. Look who's back with another hot solo eppy. Oh my god. Don't worry about that. ASMR vibes are intact. Nothing fell off my desk. Darian is away this week in China with food poisoning. Very sexy. Very appropriate. This is going to be a little bit of a different kind of epi, as you can probably already tell. I'm going to be playing some of this month's Game Club game, UFO 50, whilst I talk about this epi. I don't have a whole lot to cover. It's probably going to be short. It's probably going to be distracted. If you want to watch this, you can, on our YouTube channel. I'll provide a link to that in the episode description. Anyway, my name's Joe. It's Almost the Weekend, a video game podcast where we talk about video games. Normally, my co-host is here to save me from moments like these, where my brain simply stops. But they're not. So enjoy. Anyway, we have a normal epi basically for you right now. Just enjoy the background news, the background music while I talk about some news while this little intro thing plays. So we got a Silent Hill 2 remake that came out this last week. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for Silent Hill to do anything super impressive after what we've had from... Sorry about banging the mic. Super impressive after what we've had from Resident Evil the last few years. Man alive. Resident Evil 4 remake, what an experience. Apparently, the reviews for Silent Hill 2 have been mixed. I think, from what I can tell, the updated graphics and voice acting have really pushed what was a pretty banal experience into something a little bit more cinematic. And I like that. I think that's good. Good job, guys. But it's the dissonance between you playing a guy with a plank of wood and your ability to dodge cancel out of the way out of zombies' attacks. Anyway, this is a game that comes in UFO 50. It's called Lazarus. This is my favorite game. You don't need to know the story. All you need to know is it's time to climb. Oh, this is going to be hard for me to do an episode and talk about it at the same time. I'm telling you right now, game's too good. Maybe I should just screw this whole idea and just, like, sit in the menu. Anyway, what's the other piece of news I hear? Oh yeah, a Metaphor ReFantazio, Atlas's new 100-hour JRPG with slick UI, UX, is out, and it looks pretty cool. If I had 100 hours, I'd probably pick it up. I grabbed the demo, you know, I'm gonna put 6 hours into that demo, I reckon. Will I get the full game? I don't know. I have a life, I have a wife. Happy life, happy wife. You know how the saying goes? Ooh, I want to get on that star thing. Oh, yep, there we go, nice. I've been playing a little bit of this game. I think this is the best game. I've played nearly half of them now. None of them come close to this, and I think they knew that. The character on the front of the box is this character. If that don't tell you that they think this is the best damn thing they made in this whole 50 game experience, I don't know what does. Anyway, Metaphor ReFantazio, game with the worst name of all time, is out. The demo is available for free. You can have a little try before you buy kind of vibe. And apparently it's like... Oh, I died again. Apparently it is like Persona, but in the medieval times. Imagine that. Throw in some Hieronymus Bosch design stylings to the creatures and bosses, and you got yourself at a fun little video game, I think. I don't know. I'll try it and I'll report back. That's all the news I have. Man, did I stretch that out or what? I mean, what else is new? I've been playing a bunch of Factorio. The DLC for that... Oh, that's the final piece of news. The DLC for Factorio came out. And, Space Age. Factorio 2.0. $50. I ain't buying that. I don't got $50. Oh, don't die. Oh, I died again. This game is also extremely hard. Yeah, I've been playing heaps of that Factorio. Man, I started again, obviously, as you do, as is written in the Factorio deep lore. And yeah, that game rules. I love Factorio. I know I said that I'll probably beat it last time I started again. That was a lie, obviously. Everyone knows. Everyone knew it at the time. So I started again, and this time I have the base. I have the bots. The base will be done. I will launch the rocket. I don't know if it's going to be the same save that gets me into space for the DLC, but it'll definitely, I think it'll definitely be something worth reporting about. So yeah, Space Age DLC is out. It looks sick. You got 5 whole new planets to visit. I don't think they're going to be as involved as the base planet. I think it's sort of like little mini experiences with like unique mechanics, unique materials, processes and stuff like that that you need to do. I can never kill that bird. Anyway, for those of you watching along, you've seen that bird now. You know what he looks like. You know his dastardly deeds. So yeah, Factorio 2.0, I am pumped to get on top of that game and play it. What else is new? Oh, I've been playing heaps of Balatro. The game has had a little bit of a resurgence for me, actually. A bunch of people at the office picked it up, and I picked it up on mobile. And, yeah, I finally beat it. I beat it last night on the way home from work. And I was so focused on beating Balatro that I missed my goddamn train stop. And when you catch this country train that I catch, you don't just miss a stop and then get off and then you can, you know, run back to the other stop or get on a tram or whatever. There ain't no trams out here, boy. I ended up out in the deep country, in the deep outer western suburbs, further out than I actually live. And luckily, the train that heads back in was delayed, so instead of having to wait like nearly an hour for the next train, I just hopped over to the other station and got on the train back. And it wasn't that bad. I think I was like 20 minutes late home. But it could have been bad. Anyway, I'm at this bird's shop in this game. I can buy stuff. I got money. Lightfoot, brake platform slower. Magnet, your bullets will collect coins or power, which I can't afford. Increase your gun power. I'm going to brake platform slower. That seems like a good thing. Anyway, this bird lady's really cool. Shout out to the bird lady. Good luck on your journey. I'm a pirate? I have not been paying attention to the story. Anyway, in Lazarus, you climb vertically. It's a little bit like Downwell, but up. You can jump on clouds, but they disappear under your feet after a period of time. You can jump on rocks, but they break. There's enemies to shoot, and you just got to climb levels. It's just basically a climbing game. But the twist is there's a spiky bar at the bottom of the screen that rises with you as you jump. So if you fall, which is pretty easy to do in this game, you just die immediately and go back to the very start. It's what some would call a hardcore game. You've also got a gun, and you can shoot these little pellety bullet things to help you defeat the enemies, and you can shoot up, down, left, and right. And you got a double jump. Wow, I nearly just killed myself with that double jump trying to show it off. Anyway, so yeah, you climb up, trying not to fall, and each zone has like a unique mechanic to it. Oh god, sorry, I just have to focus for 1 second right now. 1 second focus, 1 second focus. Everyone shut up, let me focus. Thank you. Okay, I'm not going to be able to do this pod and and play this game at the same time. You're just going to have to watch me finish this level or die. One of those things is going to happen. We're all good. I also think you have infinite health, which kind of slaps. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Yeah. Damn, what do I do there? Those fire turrets suck. I got to level 40. I don't think that's the highest I've ever gotten, but it's pretty good. I got to visit my bird wife, and that's good news. What else? Yeah, so I missed my train. Oh, I hurt my finger playing squash. That's barely news. What else? My finger's fine. It's just swollen and bruised. I actually don't even know how I hurt it. I just looked down and my finger was swollen, like twice as big. It's pretty bad. I didn't break a bone though. I think I just, or dislocate anything. I think I just jammed it. Like I think I just smacked it up against a wall and didn't realize how hard I smacked, / how hard the wall was. Fun fact, walls are hard. What else have we got? Oh yeah, I got some questions I wrote down for myself to not make this episode only 10 minutes long. First question. What the hell happened to Helldivers 2? I'm going to tell you what happened to Helldivers 2. Actually, no, I don't know is the short answer. I don't know what happened to Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 was chugging along really well. I was enjoying it. So was a lot of people. But I think what happened is they weren't able to keep up with the impossible, quite frankly, expectations of the gamers. Damn it. And what they needed really was a faster release of new modes, new enemy types, new content, basically. Oh, that's another question I should... Hang on, let me just pause this real quick. I want to talk about the word content. There we go. Written down so I won't forget. Yeah, what the hell happened to Helldivers 2, man? I think it's not their fault. I think it's the fault of today's freakish content pace. Our expectations far outstrip our practical use of our time. And I think it's totally fine that they weren't able to keep up with that kind of an expectation. So what we're left with is a video game experience that is... Oh, there's that bird, man. I gotta get him. That is kind of... Oh, damn it. I got too obsessed with the bird and perished. What we're left with is a video game experience that is kind of pure, but rings hollow in the grand scheme of things. Like, I wish I was still playing Helldivers 2. I was really loving playing Helldivers 2. It was this sort of community experience of watching the war effort move on and move up. Even when you weren't playing it actively, you could like look at the numbers, and people would do TikToks with like Helldivers reports, you know, like live from the front line. Here's how we're doing on this planet style reporting, and that's so cool. I think for the brief moment that it was in the zeitgeist, it really inspired a lot of folks. Really showed how you could do this sort of live service-y thing without forsaking your morals. And I think the fact that they failed to keep up with it is a testament to their morals. I think they stuck to their guns. Even if sticking to their guns has meant, you know, losing their audience. The bird is back and I must kill him. This time there's no excuses, bird. He's gone. God damn it. So yeah, that's what happened to Helldivers 2, in my opinion. Damn it. This game's hard. You might even be sick of this music by now. Maybe I should play a different game. You know what? Let's do that. Let's play a different game. I need to find a game that does not take my attention. Let's find one together. This one's called Porgy. This one's called Onion Delivery. This one's called Caramel. Alright. In this game, you choose a game and then blow the dust off the cartridge to play it. god. If this is complicated, I'm gonna have to drop out straight away. Oh. Oh, you shoot and you fly? It's like a Gallagher situation? I'm okay with this. And you can like take a photo to freeze things in place? I'm about this. Okay, this is fine. We'll be fine. Oh, and the photo is set out in front of you. This is the second best game I've played in this pack. I'll give you a little sneak peek at my review for UFO 50. A lot of boring guff was had in this video game. Which is fine, you know, they can't all be bangers, obviously. But the games that are there, that are good, are really nice. Like, this one has already kind of grabbed my attention, which I'm so glad. Oh, I died. A little sneak behind the lens, a little peek behind the curtain. I tried to record this episode prior with a different idea as to how to do it. And I played a bunch of games and on UFO 50 and recorded it, and it didn't go very well. Let's just put it that way. Too complicated. Too complicated. Some of these games are too complicated. Can I collect these guys? No, those are bullets. Don't touch them. For some reason, I know that they're bullets. I like collecting the diamonds. That feels good. This looks like a big burger. I like that. Video games need more burgers. Hot take. Anyway, what was I talking about? We had Helldivers. Let me pause. Yeah, that's it. That's what happened to Helldivers. Okay, next. Why is a single new map in any video game so expensive? So this question comes off the back of, I think it was like a Twitter thread from a while ago, about people wondering why they couldn't just get a new fighting game map, like off the cuff. Why it was so much effort for the devs and so much money and so much time. I don't exactly remember the impetus for the discussion. Like, I don't remember if there was like someone who was like breaking down the numbers or what, but I wanted to like just throw my voice into the void. You know how I do. You know how I do when I how I do when I do. Anyway, so yeah, it comes down to, man, this game is hard as hell. There's no checkpoints. You just gotta go. I think that's one of the things about this UFO 50 that I found most confronting, is it's just unapologetically arcade. There's other planets. Okay. So yeah, the cost of making games is really what this question's centered around, and it's just sort of framed kind of nicely by this, like, why is a Street Fighter map so damn expensive? And so maybe I'll just use that as the example, or, you know, maybe I'll just start talking and just see what comes out. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go with this one. Should use that phototech mechanic more. So yeah, like, one of the things that people kind of forget about making a video game is that it's a human question, you know, like, it's a staffing question. You've got a bunch of people working on a video game at any given time. Let's just say you're a company of, I don't know, 50 people. That's like a pretty medium-sized company in today's market. I gotta focus. I gotta kill these damn barrels. Oh, I got hurt. That's okay. And you know, you've got a salary spread. Damn it. This game's too hard. I'm gonna go back to the jumping game. You got a salary spread of, like, let's say $50,000 to $150,000 for your employees. Wait, this game isn't called what did I say it was called? Lazarus? It's called Velgris. Velgris. And let's say, you know, I'm going to have to get my calculator out for this. Let's say on average you can sort of whittle that number down to $75,000 a person, just for all intents and purposes. Let's say you've got 50 people, so that's times 50. So that's 3,750,000 for the salaries for the year. So let's divide that. Oh, before we do that, let's just remark on that number. 3,750,000 for 50 people. And that just is salaries. So that does not account for anything to do with like cost of renting the place that you're in, cost of software licensing, cost of utilities, other costs like going out for lunch, hosting a party, stuff like that. There's a bunch of just hidden costs when it comes to running a studio that people kind of don't remember or don't think about. Plus, there's stuff that you have to pay like superannuation or 401k for the US listeners, benefits like Medicare for the US people. I can't remember how their medical insurance benefits work, but I'm fairly sure the employer is responsible for paying some aspect of that. Anyway, it's not cheap. So if you whittle it down to $75,000 a person for a 50-person size team for the year, for just working on a game for one singular year, it's looking at costing around $3,750,000 just for salaries. So that's quite a lot. Let's say you could divide that number by, I don't know, let's say 6 for 6 months. You get 625,000. So let's just say 6 months is how long it takes to make a map. For salaries on their own, 625,000 is no small fee. A lot of the time, when it comes to trying to find people or find a company or a publisher to pay for your game, you need to, bargain and give up certain things to do with the funds of how that game will do. So for instance, let's just say you are a company that makes a fighting game. You're not making Street Fighter. Let's just say you're a new company, a new indie studio with 50 people, and you're trying to make a new fighting game, and you say it's going to take a year. So you're looking for about well over 4. You're looking for about $5 million just to cover expenses on top of salaries. And then you get to the end of the 12 months and the end of that 5 million, and you say, all right, the people have voted. They've played our game. They need more maps. We need more money. We needed $625,000 to cover the cost of making one new map. To people from the outside, that number can seem ludicrous just from the outset, just in terms of like that being a lot of money. And I can see how it can feel like an impossible sum if you're simply looking at the end product, like it's the thing that you get to play for 20 minutes and then you're in and you're out and you're done. Or maybe you love this fighting game and you play it for hours and hours and hours. But it still doesn't quite ring out as something that costs so much money. And the reason for that as well is it's not just the level. Like there's so much stuff that goes into the creation of any given part of any given video game. But specifically, let's talk about a fighting game level. You've got the concept for the level itself, the design. So these are roles that I'm talking about: concept artist, a designer. If there's animated elements to the level, like people punching a car in the background, aka Street Fighter. There's animation involved. There's effects. If the level is set on any kind of water, or there's dust on the ground, or dirt, or you break through a wall, there's effects that have to be done for that level. There's lighting. There's engine work to support how well does this level run in our game engine. Maybe we need to do optimization, so there's code team that need to be involved there. So it basically involves every single staff member that you've got from that team of 50 in order to, maybe not every single staff member, there might be other people that are working on other things, but by and large, you can probably round it up to involving an entire team to make a new thing. So yeah, I just wanted to harp on about that for a little bit, because I think sometimes people forget why games are expensive, or part of the reason why games are expensive. There's a whole sort of conversation that drops out from underneath that, which is like how much money is the publisher taking and how much is the C-suite taking from profits and all that sort of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't mention, but just from a practicality point of view, there's a reason why games are expensive. All right, I've been on this pause screen for a while now. I wanted to talk about the word content. Man, we spoke about this in another episode. I think it was their last episode. I think someone said the line, content, pre-recorded content is S tier content or something like that. Is like an S tier rank of content. And then we talked about like live content and all the other stuff. And I was listening to that back. Like, yeah, sometimes I listen to my own episodes. What of it? And thinking, man, is a podcast content? Like, this word content has like sprung up in recent memory as like this sort of pervasive catch-all term for what I think is mostly art, like stuff that people make with their hands and their voice and their brains. The fact that we call it content makes me a little bit uncomfortable, and I'm sort of struggling to reckon with that, I think. So yeah, I don't really know where this goes, but like, I feel calling all of this stuff content is a little bit insulting. I don't feel like insulted on behalf of everyone that makes art. Like, I feel like that's such a lofty thing to feel. But I do feel insulted personally when, I don't know, the word content gets shopped around as just like this catch-all term that really should be, I don't really know if the word is art. I don't really know what the word is. I think content is more like, how would I describe, like, what is content actually? What is a better word for it? Ooh, don't die. Oh. Or like, what is the thing that content is, that the word that content should be used to describe? Like, is a new level in Smash Bros. Content? Is a video game itself content? Is DLC, can that be considered content? I think there's like this shift. Like, I think this is what Kojima was talking about with Metal Gear Solid 5, with the way that we use words. The way that we use language is so specific and so important to just like the way that we get around in the world. That, ooh, he dropped the key. I killed the Birdman. He dropped a red key. I have killed. Oh, I died. Yeah, it's so important to just the way that we position our psyches in society. Like, this is so intensely wanky at this point, but like, I don't think people realize the way that they speak about things is like deeply affects the way that we experience the world, like the way that we experience everything. And like, calling video games and like aspects of video games content is sort of like selling a lot of stuff short. And I think it's in favor, like, overall, it always seems to come back to this, but overall it seems to be in favor of not the people that are making the video games, but the people who are earning the profit from the video games. Like, if we were to value them as art, we would probably see this stuff as more of a luxury, more of a thing to be highly valued as a society, like as a group of people. If we call video games not content, or if we call going to the, watching a new episode of a show content, sort of, I think it sells it short in this really pernicious way where it's like, man, it's hard to describe this thought process and shoot this damn bird. I tell you what. Here we go. Oh, man. yeah, where it's in favor of the C-suite and the corporate few who profit from the work of the many to call this thing, this stuff that we enjoy, content. It's it needs to be higher, in my mind at least. It needs to be higher valued than that. And I think it's sort of like, man, this is maybe getting a little bit in the weeds now, but it's sort of like I can't remember the exact phrase, but there was this phrase that was going around during COVID. What was it? They had a lot of phrases during COVID. The fact that I've blocked it out is kind of crazy. But yeah, it was the terminology that was used that sort of put the onus of responsibility into the hands of the people who actually shouldn't be responsible. Like, it should be on a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about should be on the hands of the folks who are profiting and making the most money out of this stuff, instead of the people who are just trying to get by. Oh man, this is tough. I hope this has been something. I hope this episode has done something for you. Me playing these games and hopefully you watching along has given you something to do while you have your dinner, while you eat some lunch, maybe while you're driving somewhere. Please don't watch on your phone while you're driving. This game's too hard. Life is too hard. Everything is too hard. That's all I have for you this week. Measly 30 minutes of my time devoted to you, our dear listener. If you want to email us, you can at itsalmosttheweekendpod@gmail.com. Tell me what you think about the word content. Tell me about what you think happened to Helldivers 2. And tell me about why you think games are so expensive. Write in. I dare you. I double dog dare you. I'll catch you next time. It's almost the weekend again, though. Goodbye.